Okay, so this is Lori, the mother of Whitney Myers. And Lori, for everybody that's out there watching this video, we're going to talk a little bit about Whitney here for a little bit and what kind of experience we've had in the office. So before she came in the office, she'd been to numerous other doctors, neurologists, and you guys never really had found answers. Can you go ahead and just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, when she was 4 years old, we went to Fort Wayne Neurology, and they did a bunch of testing on her and found that there was really not anything wrong, but she wouldn't focus. And then her year in kindergarten, she couldn't focus, couldn't do anything. She was actually lost a whole year. Then we went to the public schools.
Mm-hmm.
And they did a bunch of testing on her. That's where we actually found out that she was behind like 3 years.
Okay.
So she was actually in first grade, but they thought she's back. Only her mind was pre-K.
Okay.
And so they started her on special classes at the public school.
Mm-hmm.
And it was going good, but they actually used a brush for sensories,
Okay.
for sensory nerves. That worked a little bit, but it wasn't the answer.
Okay.
So then they put her on Ritalin, and that still isn't the answer.
Okay.
So August of last year, we went back to Fort Wayne Neurology, and we wanted to talk to a different doctor, and they said we couldn't, so we went back to the doctor we did before to see if there was something else we could do for Whitney. And they said no, that they wanted to send her to a psychiatrist. That's not an answer.
Mm-hmm.
For focusing. And so that day that I came home from that with the Fort Wayne Neurology, your ad was in the paper.
Okay. And before you came in the office, Whitney's grades, what were some of those things like before we came in the office? I remember the balance, some coordination, just some self-esteem and school
Right.
grades and everything. Just kind of talk a little bit about that for a minute.
Okay. She was making C's.
Okay.
Math was real hard, C's and D's. Reading was not good either. I mean, she just couldn't focus on words. Repeating words, like
Mhm.
she would have repeating words. Like one page, the next page, she couldn't remember
Okay.
the words. They were simple words.
Okay.
And
Tell a little bit of everybody out there, her balance and coordination. When we came in the office and we did an examination, what did we find?
she had no balance.
Yeah.
And I
we
was
weren't riding a bicycle.
not riding a two-wheel bike.
Uh-huh.
She's still on training wheels. She's
Okay.
8 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, I was shocked
Okay.
when you tested her.
And
I was shocked.
how has the balance and coordination and grades and everything come along since we've been in the program?
It's 100% better. I
And
mean,
what kind of grades are we making now?
She's making B's and A's.
Okay.
In spelling test, as we have shown you, she's making A pluses. And they had told us before, in our parental counseling meeting at the beginning of the year, that she would probably be pulled out of her spelling tests because with kids with ADD and concentration, they wanted to start her off with her class, but said
Mhm.
she probably would have to be taken out because the words get harder.
Okay.
So they'd have to get her less words to do. And that hasn't been the case since we started with you.
Good.
She has actually picked up, and she's doing harder words, and she's been doing A pluses.
Excellent. That's awesome. And what's the impression of others out in the community that maybe haven't seen Whitney for 4 to 6 months or whatever at being at church and things like that? Have they noticed a difference in Whitney as well?
Yes, we've had a lot of people say how well behaved she is now. She has more confidence. A lot of people said she's changed.
Excellent.
She's just a different girl. She can, I think a lot of it is just what's the word I want to say? She's just more positive about herself. She
Excellent.
has more self-confidence.
Good. And for everybody out there watching, maybe some mothers and fathers and grandparents and concerned teachers or whatever may be watching this video, that would maybe know a child that's struggling with attention and focus and concentration and grades and everything that comes along with it, would you recommend others out there that are searching for answers to look into this program and check things out for themselves and see what we have to offer here in the office.
Yes, definitely. It's an answer.
Excellent.
It really is, compared to being on medicine. And I mean, you can try Fort Wayne Neurology, but I don't know if it's for everyone. I mean, it wasn't for us.
Okay.
But we've had changes here, big changes.
Excellent.
And it's been wonderful for us.
Well, we've enjoyed having you guys in the office, and it's been a pleasure working with Whitney. She's been fun. She's one of our favorite kids in our program, and we're totally excited to see the improvements she's made, and we're definitely making headway, and we're excited for that. So thank you for your time, Lori and Whitney, and we thank you for the testimonial.